Coach, any update that you could give on Kawhi?
No.
Just your general thoughts about the Warriors' comeback.
Well, it's a great team. They're talented. They're well coached. You know, they're hungry, and they made great runs. We made too many mistakes. You know, to play a team like that, you can't make the mistakes we made. And I thought that, you know, the rebounding really hurt us, you know, as is evidenced by the last three. I think it was Kevin that finally made it, or was it Clay? If they shot about three, and they got the rebound back, and then they shot another one, and the third one finally went down. That was huge, but it was kind of indicative of what the kind of mistakes we might have made. Great effort, tough loss, great opportunity, and we let it slip away.
I think your team, you know, probably got a little rattled, you know, when
You think so? Did you notice that?
Well, I'm talking, you know, when Kawhi went down, I mean, you know, the game kind of like changed.
I'm just saying. Okay, good observation. You're correct. We got a little rattled. Their defense picked up. You know, we got a little bit in mud. Couldn't get anybody to score, and they're fairly talented, and it showed.
Any more questions?
Coach, I'm a little late. Michael Wright, ESPN, was just curious.
That's not my fault. That's not my fault. Is it my fault?
It's not. It's not.
Okay, I accept responsibility.
Just wanted to ask you about Kawhi.
I don't know. I don't know. The game just ended.
Correct.
I haven't talked to anybody. I don't know what Kawhi's status is, or I know he got his foot stepped on again. So he hurt the same foot. We'll see. Going once, going twice. What a game. The thing could have gone either way. You know, being down 25 or whatever we were down, I give our guys a ton of credit. They stayed composed. You know, not one point in the game did our guys hang their head or think or even not believe. So our guys' composure throughout the course of the game was fantastic. And then on top of that, the crowd. I mean, the crowd brought it tonight. You know, everybody always talks about six man, and I don't think we get that win without the way the crowd was tonight. It was phenomenal. They kept giving us energy at the right time. Our guys kept feeding off of it, and it was amazing. One guy I'd like to point out, I thought Zaza did a heck of a job. You know, we don't normally run Zaza that long. I think I ran him the whole third quarter. He looked gassed, and we talked about bringing him out, but he was playing so well, just doing a lot of little things that we kept him on the floor the entire game. But Steve always preaches, win the possession game, win the possession game, win the possession game, and we'll give ourselves a chance at the end no matter who we're playing. And, you know, our guys hung in there in that area. We ended up shooting more free throws than them, got more offensive rebounds than them, and then we tied them in turnovers. And usually when that happens, for us, we feel pretty good about the possession game, and it gave us a chance to win. But we expect them to come back. Game 2 is going to be tough. We got to do a better job of paying attention to the details. You know, we got to box out. They were terrific on the offensive glass tonight. We can't leave strong side shooters. They have too many good players, too many good shooters that if we're helping off the wrong guy at the wrong time, they're going to knock it down. And then a big one for us is we got to finish the play. There were a couple of times where, you know, they got a loose ball or something like that, and we kind of stopped playing. We got to finish the play until we secure the rebound. But you know, give our guys credit. Heck of a win.
Mike, Ann Killian with the San Francisco Chronicle. A couple of injury, like Andre Iguodala, was he hurt? He didn't play much. And also Steph kept shaking his hand and it was getting worked on. How's his hand?
Yeah, you know what? I have not talked to the medical staff. I just about Steph. I mean, he was fine to me. And then Andre, he just looked a little hobbled out there, and I haven't gotten any type of diagnosis from our staff or anything like that. And so in the second half, because he looked a little hobbled to me in the first half, I just went another direction.
Chelsea said he has left knee soreness for Iguodala.
Hey, Mike. Phil Barber, Santa Rosa Press, Democrat. Aldridge was really hurting you guys inside first half of that game. What changed? What did you guys do better against him?
I thought our activity level on him was better in the second half. You know, I mean, he's a tough player to guard in a one-on-one situation. You know, mixing up Zaza on him with Draymond, and then mixing up our double teams. You know, you can't give him a steady diet. If you give him a steady diet, he's going to get a great rhythm because he's a great player. And so I thought our activity on him in the second half was much better.
Tim Kawakami, Mercury News. Mike, you're down 20 at half, down 25 at other times. You got Popovich on the other side. What are you thinking? What are your emotions? And do you show them to your players, or do you trying to show I'm in this game too? What's your messaging to them through this?
I just prayed. No, no. You know, we all stayed composed, and you know we have a veteran team, and I know Steve is here tonight or today. And, you know, he saw things from afar that gave us a little bit of life, too, that he relayed to the group and relayed to us as a staff. And so we've been down not only to these guys but other teams before. Game 3, we were down to these guys big. And we just kind of stayed with it until we found a group and a way to play and ended up getting ourselves back in the game. So with the team that we have, the veteran guys, their composure, and then the firepower, we know that we're always going to have a chance. And so that makes it easy to stay composed or calm. But we all did it, including the coaches and the players.
Mike, Kevin Radich, KCBS. This was a game of runs for you guys in getting that lead back. But what impact did the energy in the building have? Did the guys sense it? Could you feel it? Was that part of it?
Yeah, it was one of the first things I said. I mean, you know, again, our guys did keep their composure, but being down 25 and playing at home really helped us get over the hump. The crowd, they weren't great. They were phenomenal. I mean, you could feel the energy off of every little thing that we did that was halfway decent. If it was halfway decent, the crowd was going crazy. And our guys fed off it the entire night, especially in the second half. And, you know, we got to do a better job with those little details that I talked about going into game two, because San Antonio is going to be ready, and they're going to be just as tough. And having said that, you know, Bay Area people, we need you again.
Mike, obviously you want every player healthy, but Kawhi goes down. Did that affect anything you did, and could you sense the gravity of the game? Obviously it changed almost immediately, but what changed about it?
I'm not quite sure when he went down, but we felt
Enough of the run happened right after.
it was great. And I mean, we'll take any run that we can go on. But our guys, again, no matter who was on the floor, we had a game plan going in that we felt was pretty good. And, you know, in the first half, we didn't quite execute it offensively. We were a little stagnant. There was no pace to our game. I mean, everything was walking it up. Our wings weren't running and filling the corners to create great spacing and early offense. We weren't getting our quick drags or our quick pinaways. And this allowed them to control the tempo. And when they're playing comfortable, or anybody is playing comfortable against us, we have a hard time. So, you know, you don't want to see injuries for anybody. But, I mean, that's part of the game. And I know you can't compare Kawhi to Andre, but same thing for us. You know, Andre's a big part of what we do, especially when we go small. And I just felt he was hobbled, so I kept him on the bench. And, you know, they got a deep team. They got a deep bench. You saw it against Houston. So our guys, give them credit, they just kept fighting.
Mike, Ron Krychek from the Chronicle. Even when you guys were struggling, it seemed like Kevin was very determined to snap you out of your funk. He was the one guy going to the hoop a lot and creating offense. How much did he personally sort of lift you guys out of that?
I mean, 34 points wise, so that was terrific on his part. But like you said, the thing that we like more than anything else is KD's ability to attack the rim, not just in the half court, but obviously in transition. He got out, he filled the wing. He didn't settle for a jumper all the time. He saw who he had in front of him, who was at the rim, and he looked to attack, and we need that from him. He's the one guy that we really feel helps us get to the bonus early. And, you know, it was evident with him having 12 free throw attempts. So the more aggressive he is, the better we are.
Coach Brown, Tony Harvey, Sacramento Observer. In that first half, with those turnovers that the Warriors had, I think 7 of them were steals, and probably the other 3, there were some passes where, you know, they just went out of bounds. The player wasn't there. Was that what you mean by paying attention to details and, you know, to get them to focus a little bit more? Because the Warriors were a little bit sharper in the second half.
Well, I thought our turnovers in the first half were more about just our poise or kind of our lack of poise at the time. You know, we were kind of in a little bit of a rush to start the game, and that made some passes, in my opinion, go here or there, which created turnovers and allowed them to run out and break on us and or control the tempo. So when I'm talking about, you know, paying attention to the details, for the most part, is defensively. You know, what our game plan is. Are we locked into what we're supposed to be doing defensively? And in that first half, we made a lot of mistakes that we normally don't make versus any team. And so we have to be better with those little details, boxing out, not leaving strong side shooters, you know, things like that. We have to be better with those things going forward against a very good Spurs team.
Carl Stewart, Bay Area News Group. Zaza played the entire third quarter, and I'm not sure that happened all year. Why was he so vital to what you were doing in that quarter? And in the fourth quarter, similarly with Sean, who played, I think, almost the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, we don't normally run those two guys as long as we did tonight or today. I just thought Zaza's energy, his toughness, again, you're not stopping a guy like LaMarcus Aldridge, but I thought he did about as good a job on him as anybody for us up to that point. And he was doing a lot of little things for us offensively and defensively, coming up with loose balls. a block or a chain shot here or there, finishing a layup at the rim, coming up with an offensive rebound. And so I thought his energy, his toughness, his ability to pay attention to the details, he was one of the guys that did in the second half especially, was huge for us. And then same with Sean. Sean, his length out on the floor defensively was good for us. Another ball handler. They had LaMarcus guard Sean, which was great. Now, you run Sean into a pick and roll, and basically he's a point guard when he's rolling. He's going to make the right play 99.9% of the time. So I just thought matchup-wise, Dot's size and his playmaking ability and all that other stuff, and then him being long and maybe not securing rebounds but tipping the ball out to us offensively or defensively from time to time was huge. They were both big for us.
Last one for Ann.
You talked about the players' composure when they're down 20-25. This is the closest game you've had since you've been taking over the helm. How was your composure on the bench?
I felt I was pretty composed just from the standpoint, again, got a veteran team, and all those guys, when I looked in their eyes, I felt they believed. Our staff was terrific. We got a veteran staff and, guys that were composed themselves. And we just kept talking, kept trying to find ways, kept trying to find matchups, rotations, to find any advantage at all to help us be able to creep back into the game. And so because of it, it made it easy for me to stay composed.
Great, thank you for the Spurs. DeNoble will be in here probably.
Thanks.